Hello, everyone. Just looking at that picture every time, even though I look at it every day, just brings back a lot of emotions. My name is Shikha Sadhar, and I'm a survivor of suicide loss. A few years ago, I shared my story at this very workshop. And today, I want to update you on my journey and how I have rebuilt my life for myself and my 2 children. On July 25th, 2016, my husband Rambir took his own life, leaving me and my 2 children, then aged 10 and 3, behind. On that day, my entire world came crashing in. That night, finding out my husband is no more, our entire life together in slow motion as I stared into space passed before me. As a widow and a suicide loss survivor in a South Asian community, I faced not only my own grief, but also the crushing weight of suicidal stigma. In our culture, widowhood is often looked at as a curse, and suicide is seen as a shameful secret. I was expected to hide my pain and suffer in silence, all while navigating the challenges of single motherhood. But I refused to be defined by these expectations. I chose to confront the stigma head on. Sharing my story openly and honestly, by doing so, I reclaimed the power and created a new narrative, one that prioritized truth, healing, and hope. In my darkest moments, I have found strength in my spirituality, my family, and my friends. I realized that I had 2 choices, either to give up or fight for my children's future. I chose to fight. And over time, I transformed my pain into a purpose, and I became determined to honor my husband's memory and create a brighter future for my children, for our children. We somehow still incorporate him in holidays, special occasions, milestones. My son just graduated high school, going to college. It's a big deal. One of the biggest challenges was how to tell my son, who was 10 years at that time, about his father's death. I wanted them to know the truth. So I explained him that his father loved all of us very much, but he also struggled with depression, and he took his own life. My son Tanvir processed it at that age very well, came back with some questions, which I think I answered as best as I could. My daughter now, Mehak, she's 11, and she asks a lot of questions. Why did Dad have to die? It's not fair. How did he die, and what happened? So this past Father's Day, we did tell her how he died. And she's so super brave that she retained all the information, and she came back with the most innocent questions, and she understood the best she could at this age. These daily battles and questions are very, very hard to face, but I want my children to be strong and brave and to show themselves and the world that there's always hope. That's why I'm here today, to share my story, and I want to inspire everyone here, whoever faces something similar in life. I want to tell you that there is life after loss, and it's possible to rebuild and find life again. I also run a support group for suicide survivors, just like myself and a few of us here, named Janani. There's a board back there. Our group Janani is a sense of community and support. It's an empathetic environment, the hope that normalcy can be gained eventually, a sounding board to discuss fears and concerns. In other words, Janani is a safe haven. Support groups like this one have been instrumental in my own healing journey, providing a safe space to share our stories and connect with others who understand us. As I look back at my journey, I realize that death may end a life, but it doesn't end a relationship. My husband may be gone, but he's always part of mine and my children's lives. And we continue to honor his memory by living our lives to the fullest. For those who you are struggling, I want to say there's hope. There's pain. Your pain is valid, and you're not alone. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to share. Together we can heal, grow, and find purpose in our pain. Let's heal together and create a brighter future for ourselves and for our loved ones. Just want to thank Dr. Makija and everyone here for letting me speak and share my story. I do want to thank my two brave children, Tanvir and Mahek. They're always by my side, and they're just amazing kids that I learn from every day.